Alright fellas, here we're back on Pokemon Masters, and today we're going to be taking a look at the 5-star POKEFAIR Select Scouts that are going to be dropping for the 4.5 anniversary tomorrow, alongside Gita and Glamora. So yeah, we got ourselves some good stuff tomorrow, right? We got 3 Select Scouts, we got Gita, and we've got ourselves that main character Select ticket as well, and of course all of the new events, so there's a lot of stuff there. We're going to have to zoom in because this is a small infographic, but whatever. So there's some good stuff coming, right? And we got the dev letter, which I would pull up, but yeah, so here's the dev letter we got here, and if you scroll down here, you'll see login bonus and events to celebrate 4.5. You can get up to, this is all the free stuff, and then yeah, the paid gems, only 5-star select regional POKEFAIR Scouts are coming. 3 different 5-star select Scouts will be available using only paid gems on February 27th, 2024. These Scouts will be divided into 3 regions, and will feature fair exclusive sync pairs that have appeared up to now, so look forward to them. So these 3 POKEFAIR Select Scouts are going to be divided up by region. The first one will be Kanto, Johto, and Hoenn. The second one will be Sinnoh/Hisui, Unova, and Kalos. And the last one will be Alola, Galar, and Paldea. So you got yourselves 9 different regions split into 3 ways. There are some characters will be shafted, because Paulo and Lear both are not from Paldea or any other region, right? So they're from Paseo, so they don't have those region theme skills. So yeah, have fun with that one. Have fun if you want to go for Paulo or Lear. Maybe they'll put them in. They'll feature them anyway. Who knows? Either way, whatever. Doesn't matter. So yeah, we're going to be taking an overview for each of these Select Scouts, seeing what value is going to be held in each, and just see overall the value. And just so you know, these are 15 times Scouts. You get 15 pairs for scouting, probably 2% POKEFAIR rate split by however many POKEFAIRs are featured. So bad rates, of course, for pulling a POKEFAIR out of the multi itself. But hey, maybe you'll get lucky, right? But these are also 5,000 paid gems apiece. So you do have to consider, are the characters you want to select here worth 5,000 paid gems? Also consider we do have a Variety Select Scout coming next week, so you'll be able to do a select for a Variety Scout as well if you want to do that instead. So yeah, let's go over the first one, which will be filtered by Kanto, Johto, and Hoenn. So this one will have 18 sync pairs, and there's a lot of great options. Ton of amazing options here. Chase and Delan are both great. Signature Silver's pretty damn good. Eugene's pretty damn good. Signature Wally's pretty good as well. Signature Steven's still busted. Signature Brendan is quite solid. May as well. Signature Morty's still good. Pretty much everyone here, I would say, you can make an argument for probably scouting, other than maybe Anniversary May, Classic Blue. Though Classic Blue hasn't actually had a free rerun in so long that honestly you may want to actually pick him up, because it's so because you may not find him in a free rerun until later, right? A lot later. Classic Red's not worth picking, or Red Snorlax. Signature Leaf, Signature Blue, Signature Red, and honestly, Steven and Lance, I would say, are probably not worth it. Lance has his, pretty good stuff here with multiple move levels, but probably not worth 5,000 gems. If you want the most bang for your buck, if you're looking for a good character that's either good at 1 out of 5 or a character that gains a lot from move levels, I think you should be eyeballing Chase, Elaine, or Signasuit Steven. Steven is rerunning right now, so if you do plan to use regular gems to go for him, in case you don't care for what's coming in the later end of the month, or if you just don't care, then you could go for Signasuit Steven from his regular banner, and then you could save your select for going for probably either Chase or Elaine. I think those are probably 2 of your better options. Chase is a great support. He's obviously got Kanto analysis, and especially with the Kanto themed anniversary and all the good Kanto characters, he's going to be a good buff for a lot of them, right? So this buff is just pretty free and pretty good. He's a support, of course, as well, so setting analysis and like other field effects is not like a hindrance to him, like it may be for some other characters who have to set their circle or anything to actually go and do DPS. So right, you don't have to worry about that. He's buffing special attack, he's buffing crit, he's applying gauge acceleration, he's reducing sync countdown by a lot, which is great. He's got himself the ability to paralyze enemies when they hit him, as well as restore ally HP. He buffs ally speed and evasion when using a trainer move, so you've got special attack buffs, crit buffs, speed and evasion buffs, pretty much just by utilizing all the trainer moves there, and he's able to buff his own defenses every time he uses a trainer move, so he's got a lot of opportunities to be very, very good defensively, as well as provide good buffs to his allies, right? Because Kanto analysis is a very, very strong thing, of course. And of course, in the grid, he's also got a lot of things like Smart Command 9 for more special moves next, Kanto Circle Extension, so you don't have to set it as often, Circle Damage Reduction, and Circle HP Recovery if you want damage reduction and healing for Chase, Ridicure, Adrenaline, Endurance, Team Fist Bump. All these are really good abilities for Chase to either become more tanky or become a better support for his allies. Very nice. Elaine, similar-ish case to Chase, but she's more focused on utility and disruption, despite being a support character, right? She's got the Tech EX roll, neat. I like how the Tech EX roll is blacked out, like it's bad. Whatever, either way. So she's got Eevee, of course, and her big gimmick here is that she's able to restore ally HP by 10%, increase crit rate by 3 in 1 turn, which is good, and increase physical and special moves next. Sorry, physical or special moves next, depending on which one you roll here on the trainer move, which will then restore MP to your quick attack, and once you use your quick attack, it will restore MP to your trainer move. So the big thing with Elaine is that you can pretty much go between using quick attack, trainer move, in order to actually continuously use this, giving your allies physical and special moves next, and that 10% healing, right? And of course, obviously maxing crit in that 1 turn, which is great. And then she's also got the ability to set the enemy at flinch, confusion, or trap, so she's very good at setting interference. Very, very strong stuff, of course. Especially flinch if you land it, 33% chance. If you land that flinch, boom, enemy can't move. This is also becoming AoE if you do opt to use Swift, so you can do AoE flinch, AoE trap, AoE confusion. Very nice as well. And then she also restores her HP by 40% whenever she uses a status move, which is Protect. So she's got herself a good form of recovery with that instant recovery there, plus the recovery on her trainer move, as well as then having Damage Guard to protect herself from a potentially devastating attack. And in the grid, she's also got Overwhelm and Satisfied Snicker, which is able to debuff stats, attack and special attack specifically. Very, very good if you want to do AoE debuffing with Swift or single target with Quick Attack and the trainer move repeat strategy. You've also got stuff like Trainer Move Shielded and Barricade Buddies if you want to raise allied defenses, so she can buff even more stats that way. I think she's also got the ability to buff offenses. Yeah, she's got the trainer move team attack and special attack up 9, raising allies attack and special attack when using the trainer move, so you've got even more methods of buffing allies. She can buff physical and special moves next, apply good healing, buff crit, raise allies special attack, defense, physical attack, debuff enemy attack and special attack, apply good healing to herself with synchro healing, and obviously the good healing in the passive here, and of course her healing from her trainer move. She's got a lot of good stuff about her as well, especially in the gauntlet and whatnot. She's a god tier gauntlet support, and just a good support in general. And then Sigma Suit Steven, I've gone over this guy, I've talked about him, I have hyped him up so much, he can do anything. He could be a god tier damage dealer with the attack form, very high offensive stats with a very high powered move here, as well as having the AoE sync move essentially for free. Physical and special moves next with his power combo 2 passive, very, very good damage dealer. Defense form with amazing bulk, 488 in the defenses, 800 health. Recover, Iron Defense, which becomes ally buffing, right? You can buff ally stats with stat share 9. He buffs special defense of all allies as well when using Iron Defense and Recover, and he also is able to buff ally attack and special attack by 4 on entry into defense form. Speed form with its Recover and its double team evasion, you can do a lot of good evasion hacks with this guy, as well as do a lot of sync countdown shenanigans via the passive here with Afflictor's Fervor, reducing sync countdown, as well as having sync countdown -2 on changing into speed form. And then normal form here is good for flinching, very, very good gauntlet character. Very good for doing some gauntlet solos and whatnot. If you want that flinch, you got recovery, you got cosmic power, so it can become tanky and very good with restoring his own health. And then obviously Zen Headbutt from flinch, right? So Steven, Elaine, and Chase are all very, very good picks for the Select Scout here. They're also obviously very good picks otherwise, right? Like Euzine's a great damage dealer, Silver's got great utility and good damage, Sigma Suit Wally is an amazing help to a lot of Fairy type allies with Fairy Rebuff and Fairy Zone, and debuffs as well, and speed, team speed buffs and sync countdown, all of that stuff. He's really good for that, and of course all of these other characters are good as well. So if you really need to know who should I select, I've given you probably the best options. But if you want to think about like, is Sigma Suit Morty good or is Anniversary May good, leave a comment down in the comments, and I'll help you or I'll try and get someone else to help you, right? Someone else in the comments may help you out, right? So just in case you have like any questions, leave them down below. Going on to the next Select Scout, which will have Sinnoh, Unova, and Kalos. We got a ton of good options. There's 27 pairs here, mostly because Unova is very stacked with its POKEFAIR limited characters, and more recently Sinnoh. because we do have all of these. If we want to look at the best options, there are so many good options. Signet Suit Roxy is absurdly good. Ray is a crazy damage dealer as well. Very, very great. Very, very great. Akari's quite good. Argenta's good as well. Palmer's good. Signet Suit Lysander's really strong as well. Signet Suit Hilbert is still really strong. So many good characters. Classic Lisa with full investment is really, really good as well. But so can be said for a lot of characters, right? Yeah, going into Signet Suit Roxy, I would say if your best total pick is probably something between Roxy, Ray, maybe Lysander, because Lysander is really uber strong. So if you want a good brain dead damage dealer, Lysander really can provide for you, especially because of how good Water has it for the most part in terms of characters that can help out Lysander, with Neo Champion Serena, Neo Champion Caleb, Signet Suit Chris, the new Dahlia is really good as well. All good stuff. But going into Signet Suit Roxy, this character is great. She's able to set Poison Zone and Electric Terrain. She's also able to use a max move to set enemies with Poison or Paralysis. She's able to use her Buddy move, which has 240 base power at 2 gauges, hitting all enemies, which debuffs enemy special defense and has a 10% chance to poison. And the power is increased by 50% when in Electric Terrain. So if you can find a good Electric Terrain character to run with her, which is not hard, you know, Signet Suit Thunderbolt Red is still crazy. She can set Electric Terrain herself. Signet Suit Pierce is like one of her best partners, right? All of these characters are great, right, for buffing up her Frenzied Sledge Wave. So you can get some very, very high-powered poison damage out of her. Do consider that we do have Gita now coming, so if you don't really want to have another poison damage dealer, or another poison unit, rather, you can probably skip out on Roxy, but Roxy's still really, really strong. Overpower for some decent electric damage, 192 power at 4 gauges. Poison on stage, raising her special attack and crit by 3 and 4 respectively, and applying gauge acceleration. She's got turbocharge for increasing gauge acceleration in electric terrain, and then she's also got hitting a poisoned opponent attack down and paralyzed opponent special attack down, debuffing enemy attack when attacking a poisoned opponent, and debuffing special attack when hitting a paralyzed opponent. So she's able to do some good damage, and she's also able to do a lot of good debuffs, as well as, again, set poison, poison and paralysis, and electric terrain as well, and poison zone. Outside of that, obviously her grid is very, very good for helping out her damage. She's got Brain Teaser, she's got the Sync Node for the max move, Sync Induction as well, which is very, very strong. Venomous Sync All, which leaves enemies poisoned after using the Sync move. Poison Zone set on the Sync move as well, which is now able to help you out with the extension, because prior to that, setting Poison Zone was a little inconsistent with her because it does require the max move, but now with the Sync move, you can actually set it back, which is great. Hit opponent special boost up 1-3 with a 40% chance to increase special moves next when attacking a poisoned opponent. Very, very good for powering up Sledge Wave here. Poison Zone extension 2. Probably some other things in here that I'm just failing to look at right now. Either way, it's good stuff. She's able to do some good damage. She's got a pretty solid nuke as well. And just is a very good character, right? Very, very strong poison character with some decent electric type qualities as well. Ray, absolutely absurd sprint character. Triple Arrows doing 4 gauge, 180 power here with his already really uber strong offensive stat, 500 attack with 500 and pretty much 50 after the 6-star EX, and well over that with the level 150. He's got such a high attack stat. Triple Arrows with 4 gauge and 180 power is already really good as well, with crits landing more easily, defensive debuffs, and 30% chance to flinch. Move gauge boost is mostly useless, but this could be good in case you somehow have gauge issues. He's also got Triple Arrows Barrage, which is his magnum opus of his kit, I would say. It's a 4 gauge move, 300 raw power, targeting all enemies, lowering enemy defenses. All attacks are guaranteed to be crits, making the target flinch guaranteed, and the power of the move is not lowered with multiple targets. So he's got guaranteed flinch, he's got good AoE damage, nuclear AoE damage, defensive debuffing, and it's all very good. And you can use it every time your team uses a sync move, which, Ray being a sprint character, he's got a lot of opportunity for sync countdown. Trying to move debuffing, removing sync countdown by 1, reducing sync countdown by 1, raising his speed by 6, applying super effective next, and increasing physical moves next by 2. Very strong trainer move. He's also got himself Survey Core Teaching in the passive, which is able to reduce sync countdown by 1 on entry, raise attack by 4, and crit by 3. Apply team sync. On the same move, he applies team free moves next, giving all allies free moves next, so you don't have to worry about gauge. And he's got guaranteed crits on the sync move, because he does have max crit from entry, and then he's also got soften up 1, so guaranteed crits all around. You don't have to worry about bringing a support to max out this guy. He's already really, really strong in his own right. He's got the innate multiplier of inertia here, for a sync move, so he doesn't. So he's also able to buff his speed extremely easily. +6 speed on the trainer move, max out inertia, good power, right? And then the grid here, he's got Brain Sync, Sync nodes as well, and also he's got the Sync node here, Mighty Command 9, Insult to Injury, which is really good for increasing his DPS. Pretty sure the single best Ray grid is probably something like this. So you can work around with this and make it work out. Yeah, Ray's very, very strong. He's also got stuff like Triple Arrows Aggravation, in case you want a 60% flinch chance on the Triple Arrows here. Head Start 1 if you want to pick it up for extra sync countdown. Mighty Command 9 for more physical moves next on him when using a trainer move. Berserker 2 on the trainer move to max out his physical attack. There's a lot of different ways you can build Ray here and make him look really, really good. Trust me, this guy is insane. As somebody who has him completely maxed. Akari is also quite good. She's got Ceaseless Edge, 400 attack, and she's able to set Dark Damage Field, which then powers up her top performer Ceaseless Edge, which starts out at 240 minimum power, but then gets stronger and stronger the more you use it while Dark Damage Field is active, right? So that's why it is also probably imperative for you to get her to Dark Damage Field extension, because then she's actually got consistent Dark Damage Field activation, which is great. So she's able to keep Dark Damage Field up for longer, which is then able to make her increase more power for her top performer Ceaseless Edge here, which is also very gauge efficient in 2 gauge moves, right? She's also got her trainer move Mutual Understanding, which sets Dark Zone, raises an ally's speed, and increases physical moves and special moves next of an ally by 2. You can opt to use this on an ally or use it on her, which is going to be extremely good for getting you just that Dark Zone without having to use her sync move, because she is a field character, so she does set Dark Zone upon using her sync move and extends it. So if you don't want to sync with her and you want to sync with someone else, you can use this as a method of setting Dark Zone until you actually can get to Akari's sync move, right? Very, very good, right? And very, very good for some burst damage with the physical moves next. She's got the same Survey Core Teaching passive as Ray, which essentially maxes her attack and crit and reducing sync countdown. So she's got very, very good self-sufficiency, quick tempo to apply gauge acceleration on entry, and Critical Strike 2 for just a free multiplier. Combine that with Head Start 1 as a lucky skill or Critical Strike 2 as a lucky skill, and you've got a lot of good opportunity to run her with some ramping characters or just make her do good damage in general. In the grid, she does have Haymaker, Dark Zone Damage Field Extension, Dark Zone Sync moves up 5, and also some other stuff. You can pick up a grid probably similar to this. She does have Dark Damage Field on opponents moves up 3, so you can power up her moves when hitting an opponent that is in the Dark Damage Field. Very, very good for getting some extra power on that top performer Ceaseless Edge, right? Very nice. And you've also got this, I guess. You can run this grid if you really want to. Other than that, Akari's grid isn't too insane. She does have the good nodes pretty much all the way up here. Sync node is good down here if you can pick it up. Sync burst is decent if you do want that extra potion utilization or the trainer move for Dark Zone / physical moves next. She's also got Fierce Entry too if you want to max out her physical attack instead of bringing a support, but probably just bring a support, right? The nodes down here for the 4 out of 5 and 5 out of 5 aren't that insane, but she does also have Dark Damage Field debuffing enemy defenses when Dark Damage Field is activated, so I mean you can make some good utilization of that. I may 5 out of 5 Akari. I don't know. I'd have to think about that. Yeah, actually, that may be worth it. I just might. That's not too bad. I'm thinking about it as I'm recording this video. Okay. And then Signature Lysander, as I said, this guy's just insane. He's a god tier damage dealer, 440 special attack, Steam Eruption with 172 power at 4 gauges, at 188 power at 5 out of 5. He's got Searing Surge 5 here, which increases power when enemies are burned on his move and sync move. Grand Entry 4 for special attack on entry. His trainer move maxes his crit and applies accuracy buff, so you don't have to worry much about missing Heat Wave or Steam Eruption. Applying free moves next as well to help with gauge efficiency. And then his biggest part of his kit is Heat Hydro Pump, which is a 3 gauge 1-use move that does damage whenever an enemy is burned. You're able to use it whenever an enemy is burned. The move power is not lowered when there are multiple targets because it is AoE. It applies super effective next and the free moves next to him, as well as increasing special moves next by however many enemies are burned on the opponent field of play. So you're able to burn guaranteed with Steam Eruption because of Hostile Environment 3. So you're then able to get more special moves next the more you burn enemies, essentially, after using a Heat Hydro Pump. So up to +3 special moves next, very, very strong for then making your next Steam Eruption look pretty nuclear, right? And that's just made even better in the grid, because do remember he's a water character, right? So he's getting powered up by rain, and he's got the 50% multiplier here. But then in the grid, he's also got Burn Synergy 1, Raging Rain 2, and Furious Brain, all of which are powering up his Heat Hydro Pump and Steam Eruption even more, making his DPS look extremely absurd, just extremely good. And he's also got Burn Special Boost 2, 30% chance to increase Special Moves next when attacking a burned opponent, so you can get even more Special Moves next for his Steam Eruptions and Heat Hydro Pumps if you do want to do that. Also, he's got Heat Wave, which is pretty good on type fire damage, but other than that, I wouldn't really touch Heat Wave all that much. Probably. But you could also do Scorching Touch 4 if you want to burn enemies on entry, or sorry, burn enemies quickly, because you can guarantee the burn on all 3 enemies if you want to. So yeah, Lysander's a very strong damage dealer, Ray's a very, very good sync countdown / nuclear damage dealing type of character. Akari's got good utility with the Dark Zone, as well as solid damage with her top performer Ceaseless Edges. Signature Roxy's got great damage with her trainer move, Nuke, as well as setting Poison Zone, debuffing defenses, and just being an overall really strong poison character as well. And again, there are still good options like Argenta, Palmer, Signasuit Hilda, Signasuit Hilbert, Signasuit End's pretty decent, Anniversary Skyla's decent, right? Classic Elise is pretty good. There's just a lot of great characters you can try and pick up from these. And again, if you want to know if someone's worth it, leave it down in the comments below. I'll try and help you out the best I can. And going over the final banner, we have the one that goes over Paldea, Alola, and Galar characters. So there's a lot of options there as well. About 22 options, I think. 26 options in the last one because Dahlia, right? Don't count her. She won't be there, trust me. But 22 options here. There's a lot of amazing characters. Grush is good, Iona's good, Penny's good, Pierce is quite good, Nemona's good. So many good options here. I don't even want to go over all of them because I could be here forever. Rose is a very strong damage dealer, hitting for three types of good high-powered damage, especially with the Tech EX roll coming later in the month. Do consider him and Oleana are coming later in the month, so you could potentially save your gems and use them on them, right? Instead of having to use the paid gems for the select, but of course, maybe more valuable to use the paid gems for the select now instead of summoning later. Up to you. Do consider Oleana as an amazing partner for Geeta. If you do not have Oleana, I would recommend probably getting her from this or from her rerun with Rose later on, because she is a really, really strong partner for Geeta, applying poison rebuff, turning Geeta's poison into bad poison, debuffing his attack, special attack, and speed, great damage with Gunk Shot, and a very oppressive nuke being further activated by Geeta herself, so you can make a very, very, very strong poison setup with those two. Honestly, she may be one of the best picks here. Iona's absurd, an amazing electric special support, similar to Chase and Neo Champion Blue, right? We're not exactly hurting for electric supports. Good God. But she's able to do her Eerie Impulses, which lowers enemy special attack, but the big thing is that she's got Ultra Bright Zap Cannon. She's actually got offensive stats as a support character, as well as the Strike EX roll, so you can actually make Iona's attack stat look extremely impressive with 416 attack, up to, 434 attack with the level 150. Very, very strong stuff, and do consider, again, she is a support, so she's got actual bulk and health stats to go along with that. She can be your damage dealer and your support character, right? She has her Ultra Bright Zap Cannon, which is a 220 power move, targeting one opponent. Activation condition is when the special move's next is at 3 or higher. Deactivation condition is when it is lower than 3. This lowers enemy special defense and has a 50% chance to make the target flinch and leaves them paralyzed. So Iona is pretty much guaranteed to be doing some sort of nuclear damage, because your only condition to use this is to have +3 special moves next, which is extremely easy to do because Iona increases special moves next by 2 with her trainer move and maxes crit and applies endurance to all allies. But she also increases special moves next and applies free moves next to all allies every time she is hit by an attacking move. That's it. You can be hit by Tackle, Focus Blast, Hyper Beam, Hyper Voice, Surf. It doesn't matter. You get hit with a move. Iona is increasing ally special moves next and applying free moves next. Meaning she's not only a great damage dealer and a great tank, but she is also a great gauge managing unit, and of course just a great support in general. Great support character overall. Being able to raise special attack by allies on 4. Being able to raise ally special attack by 4 when the trainer uses a move, also extremely good. It's the first time only, I think. Yeah, the first time only. And then, obviously, you use a trainer move or you use a potion. Allies will be getting a +4 on their special moves next. So you can also just instantly buff special moves next from 0 to 4 very, very fast and very, very instant. So, trainer move effectively is raising ally crit by 3, special moves next by 2, applying endurance, and increasing special moves next, special attack of all allies by 4. Iona's really good. She's really good. Infinite special moves next, pretty much for getting hit. And don't worry about her bulk, because of course she is naturally bulky with Eerie Impulse able to debuff special attack, as well as having potions for healing. So she can be very, very good in that front. She's got Team Triage Tank here, restoring her HP as well. Team Smart Start to increase special moves next even more for allies, which is also then giving her +1 here, and then +2 from the trainer move, which means then by turn 2, you can use her Ultra Bright Zap Cannon for, again, nuclear levels of damage. Brain Power if you want to run Iono as a nuker, plus of course she is applying support EX when using her sync move, so you are getting amazing damage out of her sync move, on top of already getting that support EX function, which is what you were going for anyway. Trainer move, she's able to increase special attack by 2, so now you can actually max her max ally special attack effectively in 1 turn, which is stupid. That is absolutely stupid. Sync move, team special boost 2 once 9, increasing special moves next by 2 the first time she uses her sync move in battle. More special moves next effectively for free. Combine that with the trainer move here, combine that with the passive, team smart start, brain gain on Eerie Impulse, which is only for herself. Do keep in mind, brain gain is only on Iono, not the allies, but everything else is for allies as well. So she's got a ton of methods to buff special moves next. It's absolutely absurd. Eerie Impulse's Brain Gain 9 is amazing for her because it now enables her to even faster get more special moves next for herself. So you can go for these nuclear bomb Hiroshima Nagasaki looking Ultra Bright Zap Cannons, alright? It's pretty crazy. Is that joke out of... Is that not a good joke to make? I mean, it's not really a joke. I mean... I guess it is. Either way, whatever. So, yeah. Iono is crazy. She's got great gauge management ability. She's got good defenses as well. Even with dupes, she can get full bracing command on Eerie Impulse, so you can actually buff her defenses now, which makes her even bulkier, which makes her able to take more attacks, which means you get more special moves next and free moves next. Again, for free. For just getting hit. Very, very god tier support. Penny's a similar case of Iono, except she more so is focused on lowering fairy rebuff and helping out fairy allies than she is on being extremely oppressive. She's able to debuff special defense with Mind Games 9, special moves next buffing when the trainer uses a move, which is for her special defense all and her VV power trainer move. Starry Draining Kiss also debuffs enemy stats, and Penny then steals them in return and is able to restore her HP, so she's got good gauge management. Sorry, not gauge management. She's got good healing as well as the ability to, again, steal enemy stats. Very, very good for like Latias or running the ×3 enemy stat up parameter and all of that stuff, right? So this is also a good support. This whole roster is cracked. Like, again, literally all of these top, like, 9 characters you can make a case for going for. Sigma Suit Alana's good. Sigma Suit Acerola is still cracked. Sigma Suit Mina has gotten a ton of value from the Ultimate Battle debuts. How is still really good as well. Annabelle's quite solid. Victor's pretty decent. Dojo Glory is still really good. Bede's fine. Bede's pretty good. Anniversary Raihan's still quite good as well. Pretty much all of these characters you can make a case for going for, besides probably Gloria, Raihan, Marnie, Sigma Suit Leon, and I probably wouldn't go for Victor or Bede. Probably not Annabelle either, but everyone else is pretty much a viable option to pick in this banner. This is definitely the most valuable banner, so if you want to, like, reserve your gems for one banner, you know, if you're limited on cash or whatever it may be, this is probably the best one to go for. The one that has Grusha, Pierce, and Lana featured, right? There is also the off chance that not every regional character is featured, but I'm going off of that assumption. If they are not all featured, I'll probably just end up unlisting this video and making another one tomorrow. I don't know. I'll have a lot to put out tomorrow, so I'll just have to figure that out. But yeah. That's my overview. There's a lot of good characters to pick. Reminder, this banner has the most valuable options in being Sigma Suit Steven, Elaine, and Chase. The second banner with the Sinnoh, Unova, and Kalos characters. Your most valuable options are probably Sigma Suit Roxy, Sigma Suit Lysander, and Ray. And then for the Paldea, Alola, Galar banner, your best options is pretty much the whole banner, but like, if you want to select few, probably Iono, Oleana, Sigma Suit Acerola. Yeah, I'd put them probably more towards the top, just because Oleana's so good for Gita if you plan to go for her. That's really why she's so buffed up. But either way, again, there are so many good options. If you do want to know if how strong someone is and if they're kind of worth going for, let me know down in the comments below. But of course, maybe do your own research, figure out how much you may like the character. Tons of showcases on pretty much all of these characters everywhere, so be sure to look for those and whatnot. And yeah, I'll see you all later. Good luck on your PokeFair, select Scout summons, and everything else for the 4.5 anniversary, and I'll see you all later.